This is Brooke Peterson, and this training is called Rested Mind Meditation, a part of our Align month, aligning our body, aligning our mind, aligning our spirit. And in this short training, we're going to be talking about aligning our mind, the rested mind. What does it look like to live a life, not only with a rested body, a rested spirit, but with a mind that's coming from a place of rest? I love this quote: our soul's mind, so our soul, which is our mind, will, and emotions, our soul's prosperity determines the level of wealth and health that we experience. This is so profound. Did you catch that? Our soul's prosperity determines the level of wealth and health that we experience. You might be asking yourself, what is my soul exactly? Well, your soul is a part of you that you can't see. It's your mind, it's your will, and it's your emotion. So it talks a lot about our mental space. And so this key essentially says that to the degree that our mind or emotion is healthy is to the degree that we can experience wealth and health in our life. Another reason why we're starting off this program talking about rest, talking about well-being, coming from a place of rest, so that we can expand our capacity to more wealth and health in our life. This is a quote by Andrew Womack: whatever you think in your soul, your body will just go along for the ride. So again, our thought life, our emotions, it's really the key and the catalyst to everything else happening in our lives, to the measure that our thought life is on point, that we're thinking about things that are full of life and full of hope, is to the degree that our actions will ultimately follow. The hustle is real, ladies. The hustle is real. Now, I know these statistics mention millennials, but I would venture to guess that wherever you are in your stage of life, you can probably relate to this on some way or another. 7 in 10 millennials would say that they are currently experiencing some level of burnout. 7 in 10 millennials. 54% of millennials would say that they are chronically lonely, or say that we always or sometimes feel that no one knows us well. That's crazy. That is over half. So if you go to a room in a college or in a coffee shop and you say, okay, probably half these people are chronically lonely, that is really sad. 30% of millennials and Gen Z currently say that they experience disruptive anxiety or depression. 30% say they experience disruptive anxiety or depression. So my hope for you, although the hustle is real to popular culture around us, is that we can start to internalize a different level of peace, a different mode of operation that actually transforms our capacity, transforms our reality, and catalyzes us into stepping into the life that we've imagined all along, the life that is the reason that you're going through this process, to figure it out and to step into it. So this is my hope and my prayer for you. Because our soul, again, our emotions, our mind, is actually the rope that connects us to the anchor of hope. So in other words, how we manage our mind determines if we sail away on the winds of chance or stay anchored to the truth. Because life happens, circumstances happen. We can't control really much when you think about it, right? So what happens when life happens to us? What happens when trauma or something unexpected takes place in our life? Well, the health of our soul, usually most in those times, are really revealed. And so when the health of our soul, or the true health of our soul, is revealed, we know that if we're anchored to truth, and if our soul is at a place that's healthy enough to stay anchored to truth, or if we're just going to sail away on chance and, whatever comes our way. So I want you to be anchored to the truth. And again, this doesn't mean our life is perfect. It doesn't mean that we never have a bad day or we never get anxious. It just means that we're aware enough of our thoughts, and we are intentional enough to essentially like if our thought life was a garden, intentionally water the good seeds in our thought life and intentionally prune those weeds that inevitably will show up in our garden. So our body functions on two main operating systems, and we can only function in one at a time. And meditation, again, mindfulness that we're going to talk about today, is just a tool that helps us to shift from one system to another. So let's talk about these two systems. It's really important. And mindfulness, our soul health, is directly related. So fight or flight is the first mode of operation that our body can operate out of. Our heart rate increases, our pupils dilate. So this is something as simple as almost getting in a car crash, to being chased by someone, or maybe you're someone who has notifications going on your phone all the time. You're running late to a meeting. Your bills need to be paid, but you don't have enough in the bank. Like all of these scenarios, from real life to almost we don't even notice them, can trigger our body to be in this fight or flight state, in which our heart rate increases, our pupils dilate, our muscles contract, our digestion slows, body uses energy to prepare to fight, respond, or protect. And this mode is activated by fear, anxiety, a threat of danger, or nutrient deficiency. And again, this can be a healthy thing. This keeps you alive, this keeps you alert. But the kicker is when we're in a chronic fight or flight mode, it actually leads to a hormone imbalance, physically, weight gain or weight loss, high anxiety, disease, or illness. Fight or flight, earlier this month we talked about inflammation, the anti-inflammatory challenge. Well, fight or flight chronically can actually lead to inflammation, which can lead to illness and sickness. It's the root of, I would say, the majority of illnesses today is chronically being in this state. So that's number one, although helpful, sometimes not helpful chronically. The second state that our body can be in is rest and digest. So this is where we feel at ease. We're not necessarily stressed out. We feel a level of hope. Our body is relaxed. Our mind isn't racing. We're resting and digesting. Our heart rate drops. Our muscles relax. Our digestion improves. Our body can actually detox, rest, renew, and strengthen the immune system. And this is activated by relaxation, meditation, and positive thinking. Again, a beautiful thing. So frequent rest and digest mode, and ultimately learning, because life happens. So we're going to be switching in and out of these modes, but the key is not to be always in a rest and digest mode. The key is to start to identify, when am I switching over to this fight or flight? Recognize that more quickly and implement the proper tools to help you switch your physiology back to this place of rest and digest. Because rest and digest mode leads towards better digestion. So the healthy foods that you eat, you're actually absorbing those nutrients, whereas in fight or flight, even if you eat perfectly clean, organic, grass-fed, all the right things, if your body is in the state of fight or flight, you could be eating those great foods, but your body's actually not absorbing the nutrients. Therefore, you end up nutrient deficient, still hungry, overeating. It's this chronic cycle. But rest and digest, you're able to digest your food. Your hormones can come into balance. You have better sleep, easy weight maintenance, self-love. Rest and digest is a beautiful thing. And again, this tool that I'm teaching you is not only for this month, it's a lifestyle, and it's to help bring you through these 5 months and starting at a place and a foundation of learning how to shift literally your physiology from these two states, because it's in the rest and digest mode that the progress that you're after, the answers that you're after will come. If you continue through this process in fight or flight, anxious, maybe excited, but never taking time to reflect and settle down, you could miss a lot of the beautiful keys that the Lord wants to reveal to you in this program, and that your body wants you to experience. So let's talk a little bit about this practice of meditation. Meditation can be kind of a confusing thing, because in the popular culture, meditation is really emptying your mind. and try not to think about anything. And biblical meditation is really filling your mind with a truth and letting that truth transform you from the inside out. And so finding your practice is very much an individualized journey. It's definitely a journey. It's not something that you perfect. It's not something that you have to do a super specific way, but here's a few tools to help get you started. Number one, start with 5 to 15 minutes. If this is new to you, you do not have to be silent or still for an hour. That's unrealistic, right? It's baby steps. It's like working a muscle. Meditation is like to your soul, like exercise is to your body. So start with 5 to 15 minutes. Keep it small. Pick a quiet spot. So you can sit down with your back straight, or you can lay down on your back. Take 3 deep breaths and become aware of your body releasing any tension. So you can do it right now. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. So what that does is it actually signals your body, it signals your physiology that you are switching over to this rest and digest, that you're tuning into your body, you're tuning into your awareness to go deeper. Okay, so it's just a signal to your body. And then I want to encourage you to choose a part of scripture to softly repeat or focus on during your inhale and exhale. So maybe it's, in you, I find rest, right? So you inhale, in you, and you exhale, I find rest. Maybe it's a piece of scripture that you read that morning and it's just a phrase that sticks out to you. Well, kind of using that phrase to chew on, to meditate on while you're deep breathing, while you're getting in tune with your body, you're feeling how your body is touching the chair, you're feeling the different points that your body is touching the ground or the bed that you're laying on. That can be a beautiful way to really tune your mind into one thing, stop the racing, and therefore your body can actually switch over to this rest and digest mode while your mind is being renewed and you're focusing on the truth. And then what always happens is thoughts come up, to-dos come up, things that the person that you need to reach out to comes up. You forget, I need to switch the laundry, whatever it is. Thoughts are going to arise, and that's normal. But instead of trying to fix them or judge them, simply be a curious observer of your own thoughts as they arise. Okay, so you want to take the position of an observer, and not judging those thoughts, okay? And when your thoughts wander, just return your awareness to the scripture or to your body. And try to stay there for a minimum of 5 minutes if you're just beginning, or if you're someone who is well advanced in this practice, up to 60 minutes, okay? But the whole goal is to quiet your mind and use this as a tool to switch modes. Meditation is a practice. Let me just remind you, it's not something that you have to do in a way that someone else says. It takes practice and intention. And so if you find like one day is more meaningful than others, that's totally normal. But the whole point, again, is to really establish this for you early as a lifestyle, because this will be the tool that as conflicts arise, as unbelief arises, as stress comes, as will in life, that you have a tool in your toolbox to implement to keep moving forward and taking ground in your life. Other meditation resources that I've used that have been really helpful for me and the other women that I work with is the Abide app. That's a free app you can download on your phone. Otherwise, you can search on YouTube for Christian guided meditation. Again, I like searching Christian guided meditation or biblical guided meditation. And the reason why is because it allows me to renew my mind at the same time that I'm calming my body instead of trying to empty my mind. Next is the Christian Meditation by James Finley. Again, you can see it's a pretty old school book, but it's pretty profound if you want to dive into more meditation resources. So I hope that helps for you. I hope you're starting to get a vision of what meditation can look like as far as helping your physical body, as far as helping you with your digestion, your hormones, but then also your mental capacity, because when you increase your mental capacity, you can actually increase your capacity for wealth, your capacity for health, and the capacity for the calling that you ultimately want to step into. So how do we take action? Number one, schedule a time this week to practice at least one 20-minute meditation. Better yet, do it now. So if you have 20 minutes, maybe you can set the timer for 20 minutes, find a 20-minute guided meditation on YouTube. But I want you to schedule a time this week to practice at least one 20-minute meditation. Again, if this is your first time, it's going to be hard. It's going to feel awkward, but the results will be well worth it. If you're someone who has already implemented this into your lifestyle, great. Here's your excuse to do it today. And again, if this is new to you, you can download the Abide app or search for free guided meditation on YouTube. But I cannot wait for you to start to practice this. It changed my life. I know it will change yours. It's a biblical principle as we take time to renew our body and as we continue to intentionally step into this posture of rest throughout our crazy lives, throughout our days. It's actually possible. This is an amazing tool to recenter, refocus, not only now in this month, but in the months to come when you feel like things are getting a little crazy. You have a tool in your tool belt to continue to work from, create from, and explore from rest.